Joined by punter Barney Amor here. Postgame, Barney, we just talked to Coach. How important is field position in a football game? What do you feel like your role was in winning that battle again today?
So there's actually a graph. If you look at like a football field, basically the percentage of the other team scoring, depending on where they start, is like incrementally huge. So if they start inside their own 10, I think it's like a 91% chance that they don't score. So it's very important. In terms of my role, I'm just going to go out and do the best I can do. I trust everyone that's in front of me. If I can put the ball inside the 10, again, the chances of them scoring after that are minimal. So, just keep doing the best thing I can do and going from there.
I think everyone who's played like Madden growing up knows how to do the coffin corner kick. What's the thing you're looking for to try to pin a team deep inside that 10-yard line?
Yeah, so the biggest thing for me is just working on anything that isn't like forward spin, okay? So if I can keep the ball to kick any direction that isn't into the end zone, basically that's like my goal. So I'll try and, drop the nose and get some good backspin on it. Again, 70% skill, 30% probably luck. But there's a lot of factors that go into it. It also helps having great bullets and gunners. Standing on the end zone line and making sure the ball doesn't kick in the end zone. It's kind of one of those things that I got their back, they got my back, and it's been great from there.
That's also the case when you hit a big boomer, where they can get down there and recover a muff punt for a fumble recovery and set the team up for a really easy scoring opportunity. How important is it then when you're banging one to make sure those guys have the hang time to go down there and get there?
Yeah, so it's critical. So you look at the first punt obviously wasn't what I wanted, but you have great field coverage like that. Guys getting down there and making sure they can cover. So more of a lower punt, it makes it harder for everybody else. You have the punt that you're talking about there, super high hang time, makes it a lot easier. You got to think those guys are going to run, let's say 40, 45 yards on average. Most of those guys are running 4.5s, 40s. So if you take the op time, they've basically got 6 seconds to get 40 yards. Hopefully, everyone gets down there. Hang time makes everything easier for them.
The one thing that I noticed today as well, the wind started to pick up in the second half. Is that something you go out and you recognize out there as a punter? Because it seemed like that may have played into even that muffed punt that set the team up. Yeah,
so wind pattern kind of changes a lot in a punter in terms of like what you want to do. So if you're kicking directly into the wind, it's obviously going to change your game plan. But there's countless things. It's kind of control what you can control. Just keep doing what you do. And if it's really that drastic, obviously you're in Beaver Stadium, there's a huge swirl basically every single day. But you're in Beaver Stadium, you just control what you control and go from there.
You mentioned those guys running down or running like a 4.4 or 4.5, the gunners. That's a little bit faster than the guy who awarded you a scholarship. Is it kind of crazy to see the life that this thing has taken on with Chad Powers?
Yeah, the whole experience has kind of been surreal. I was telling everyone from week one, it was kind of like, week one, I'm getting a scholarship one day, and then I'm playing Purdue the next 4 or 5 days later. It's been a great experience. I tell everyone, scholarship, no scholarship. I absolutely love this place. I've made family here. I gave a share last night and just kind of explained to everyone my journey, and it's been great. It's been absolutely amazing.
That was going to be the last question, but you mentioned the share. What is that? Because we've heard Coach talk about that. Just a little bit of a description of what that is for your football team.
Yeah, it's just a way for the team to get to know you better. We preach relationships around here, and it's hard to preach a relationship when you don't know really who everyone is. Everyone knows, I'm so-and-so from here. But what's something personal, right? What's something that is going to be like, I didn't know that unless we had this conversation. And that's kind of just the point of the share, just to build that chemistry and go from there.
This was a 10.0 interview. Thanks, Barney. Really appreciate it. Barney Amor, Penn State punter with us here. We hit every area of the football team today: offense, defense, and special teams.